Question number 1. The order to open the PHP web file we have made is dash.
Right choice. Localhost number dashed folder number dash file. PHP is the best answer.
Question number 2. What is the file extension commonly used for PHP files?
Correct. PHP is the right answer.
Question number 3. Which of the following are the code editors in PHP?
Good job. Your answer all of the above works well here.
Question number 4. What should be the correct syntax to write a PHP code?
Correct response. Tour is the most accurate answer. Question number 5. Below this is the understanding of XAMPP except dash. Well done. Blog Design Maker application is the right choice.
Question number 6. In PHP, the keyword to be used before function name is?
Well reasoned. Function is the correct choice.
Question number 7. Writing variables on PHP must begin with symbols dash.
Good thinking. Dollar is the right answer.
Question number 8. Which version of PHP introduced support for classes?
PHP is the answer.
Question number 9. PHP files must be stored using extension dash.
Strong choice. PHP is the right answer.
Question number 10. One of the software for installing localhost on a PC.
Excellent choice. XAMPP is the right answer.
Question number 11. What is the significance of the file extension PHP?
You're right. PHP is used for defining PHP files is the correct answer.
Question number 12. Which of the following is a magic constant in PHP?
Solid response. Dash class dash is a valid choice.
Question number 13. With which expression can you display in PHP text?
You chose with ultrasound and with print, and it is correct.
Question number 14. Which does not include server-side programming is?
Great thinking. jQuery is the right choice.
Question number 15. Which scripting you run PHP using a web browser?
Valid point. Server-side scripting is true.
Question number 16. What software that you need to make PHP project?
Nicely done. NetBeans and XAMPP is a solid answer. Question number 17. Why is PHP widely used for creating web systems?
Clear logic. Your choice free to download and open source is sound and 100% true.
Question number 18. What is a common use of PHP in web development?
Excellent. Creating dynamic websites is a brilliant choice.
Question number 19. PHP function to connect to the database is dash.
Nice work. You chose miscli-connect, and it is correct.
Question number 20. What is the purpose of the PHP function echo?
Exactly. To display output makes sense, and it is right choice.
Question number 21. Type data integer kan untuck data.
You got it? Your choice Bilangan Pekahan is right.
Question number 22. Choose PHP conditional operator from the list. Smart pick is the correct choice. Question number 23. The two basic ways to get output in PHP are dash.
On track. Echo and print is the correct answer.
Question number 24.
What is the purpose of the post method in PHP?
Right again? To send data to the server to be processed is a valid answer.
Question number 25. String values in PHP must be enclosed within.
Smart move. Both and is an accurate answer.
Question number 26. All variables in PHP start with which symbol?
Well picked. Dollar is the correct answer.
Question number 27. Syntax to print hello world output in Php. Sharp thinking. Echo hello world is the right choice. Question number 28. When did the first version of PHP unleashed? Great job. 1994 is the accurate answer. Question number 29. How to display text on web pages using PHP.
Nice selection. Echo text is the correct and valid answer.
Question number 30. What does PHP mean as programming language?
Perfect. Hypertext preprocessor is the correct choice.
Question number 31. What does the PHP code in a web page output?
Valid point. HTML is true.
Question number 32. Which of the following best describes PHP?
On track? PHP is a programming language is the correct answer.
Question number 33. What is the file extension for a PHP file?
Exactly. PHP makes sense, and it is right choice.
Question number 34. Which of the following is true about PHP?
You're right. PHP is a case-sensitive language is the correct answer.
Question number 35. How to start PHP scripting on a web page?
Perfect. PHP dash. Swear is the correct choice.
Question number 36. The PHP code begins and ends with a sign.
Solid response. PHP dash. True is a valid choice.
Question number 37. Dash is a concatenation operator in PHP. Good job. Your answer works well here. Question number 38. To make a comment on PHP using a sign.
Clear logic. Your choice to dull is sound and 100% true.
Question number 39. What does SQL mean in the PHP context?
Excellent choice. Standard query language is the right answer.
Question number 40. What are the two types of array in PHP?
You chose indexed, associative, and it is correct.
Question number 41. Which database is PHP integrated with?
Sharp thinking. Miscall is the right choice.
Question number 42. What was the original meaning of PSP?
Great job. Personal homepage is the accurate answer.
Question number 43. PHP is a dash-side scripting language.
Well picked. Server is the correct answer.
Question number 44. What is the licensing status of PHP?
Nicely done. Open source is a solid answer.
Question number 45. PHP scripts are enclosed within dash.
You got it. Your choice. PHP dash. True is right.
Question number 46. Which of the following is not true?
Great thinking. PHP cannot be embedded into HTML is the right choice.
Question number 47. Each order in PHP ends with a sign.
Right again. Is a valid answer.
Question number 48. PHP is case sensitive in what way?
Bravo. Only when referring to variables is the answer.
Question number 49. Where is the PHP script performed?
Strong choice.
on a hosting server is the right answer.
Question number 50. Who is known as the father of Php?
Well reasoned. Rasmus Lerdorf is the correct choice.
Question number 51. A programming language of the web.
Correct. JavaScript is the right answer.
Question number 52. How is the wrong PHP tag writing?
Nice selection. PHP is the correct and valid answer.
Question number 53. The PHP syntax is most similar to. Well done. Perl and C is the right choice. Question number 54. Which tag delimits a Php script? Good thinking. PHP-tree is the right answer. Question number 55. Choose the correct syntax of PHP.
Right choice. PHP is the best answer.
Question number 56. On which platforms can PHP run? Correct response. Windows, macOS, Linux, Unix, etc. is the most accurate answer. Question number 57. Is PHP a programming language? Nice work. You chose yes, and it is correct. Question number 58. PHP scripts are executed using. Smart move. XAMPP is an accurate answer. Question number 59. What type of language is PHP?
Smart pick. Object-oriented is the correct choice.
Question number 60. What makes PHP easy to learn? Excellent. Huge online community support is a brilliant choice. Question number 61. PHP scripts starts with dash. Right again. Equal to dash. Tree is a valid answer. Question number 62. What is the acronym for PAY? Correct response. Hypertext Preprocessor is the most accurate answer. Question number 63. What does X mean in XAMPP? Valid point. Cross-platform operating system is true. Question number 64. What stands for PHP-? Well reasoned. Hypertext Preprocessor is the correct choice. Question number 65. A PHP variable begins with. You chose $, and it is correct.
Question number 66. PHP script is past dash.
Great job. On the server where the website is hosted is the accurate answer. Question number 67. What does PHP stands for? Solid response. PHP Hypertext Preprocessor is a valid choice.
Question number 68. Which tag is used for PHP?
Smart move. PHP true is an accurate answer. Question number 69. What is the use of P? Nicely done. PHP is used for front-end development is a solid answer. Question number 70. OOP is an acronym for.
Excellent. Object-oriented programming is a brilliant choice.
Question number 71. Variables used in P.
Nice selection. $A equal to 5 is the correct and valid answer. Question number 72. What is meant by PHP? Nice work. You chose Hypertext Preprocessor, and it is correct. Question number 73. What does PHP mean? Sharp thinking. PHP, Hypertext Preprocessor, is the right choice. Question number 74. PHP is executed on. You're right. The server is the correct answer. Question number 75. PHP limiters are.
Excellent choice. PHP-tree is the right answer.
Question number 76. OOP stands for.
Correct.
object-oriented programming is the right answer.
Question number 77. WordPress is a...
Bravo, CMS is the answer.
Question number 78. PETCH stands for...
On track. Hypertext preprocessor is the correct answer.
Question number 79. PHP?
Exactly. All of the above makes sense, and it is right choice. Question number 80. What is PHP? Well done. All of the mentioned is the right choice.
Question number 81. How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format?
Strong choice. Contact Narayan Changda is the right answer.